All right, welcome. What's up, eBay dropshippers? This is another live stream Q&A. So if you guys are watching this in the future, you might want to fast forward through this part because I'm just going to be waiting for other people to show up for the live stream before I start. But thanks guys for tuning in. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe so that you get notifications every time I have a live chat, so you can come by, ask questions, interact, and hopefully I can answer your questions for you. Let's get social. Welcome. Happy New Year. Chewbacca is back here again, South Carolina. Hola from Pennsylvania. Where in Pennsylvania? Le Chef. North Carolina, welcome. We'll be starting in a few minutes. What's up, Jeffrey? Coming in from Texas. Bucks County. That's great. That's where Chad's from. My husband's from around Bucks County area. Tom, New York City. We're neighbors. Welcome. Hulk Gamer, yep. Gotten the swell on. It's my co-op turns the heat way up. So it's actually pretty hot in our apartment. Thomas, hi from Florida. Jealous. It's pretty cold here. Australia, welcome. All right, we'll be starting in just about a minute or so. Someone else from Sydney, welcome. Good day. Morocco, welcome. Hulk Gamers from Montana. Yeah, how's everyone's eBay store doing? If you're an eBay dropshipper. Pete from Nebraska, welcome. Thanks for coming by. The chef's just getting started. Okay, great. So it's a great time to begin the start of the new year. Get some resolutions in. Can everyone hear me okay, by the way? Cool. All right, thanks, Harvey Finkelstein. My new course, when's that coming out? It should be out in a few weeks. I'm hoping it's definitely going to be out before the end of the month. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I've been working around the clock on it. Okay guys, I'm going to get started now. We had some questions from the week. So I had made a video a while back about how to fix eBay's automatic return shipping policy. There's a video for that if you guys want to go check it out. But Maralzo asked if when we approve the return, if we have the opportunity to upload a shipping label into the return. And no, you can't upload it directly into there, but it does buy you some time. you can message and email the customer and let them know that you're giving them a free shipping label that will be used to send it back to your source instead of directly to you. So that's kind of the workaround for that. Okay, yeah, everyone's keep hanging in there. If you're not getting those sales yet, they'll come. Okay, what else? Peace, Love, Unity asked about Home Depot's Pro Extra account. I had taken a look at Home Depot's Pro Extra account in the past. It didn't really seem to be of benefit. I think if I remember correctly, the problem with it is that you can't ship to multiple addresses for each order. I think there was something wrong with it. And then when I found out what was wrong with it, I kind of just dismissed it because it didn't really seem to be worth it. Hulk Gamer's just getting back into the game. He says margins are much lower now. Yeah, it's very tough, the competition on eBay through dropshipping. You can't have the higher margins that you used to have a few years ago. You got to lower them down and find ways to still make money with lower margins. PFC Wills says that he's having trouble reloading his gift cards for Home Depot using CashStar. PFC Wills, are you in the United States? Are you abroad? I've never had a problem. I'm from the United States. So what did they tell you what the problem was when you called them? Okay, another question I had was, a while back I had mentioned that I had taken a $1,000 course called Dropship Lifestyle. It's all about how to dropship onto Shopify, and I invested a lot of time into it, a lot of money into it, and it failed. I didn't make any money on that. And somebody had asked, Julia asked, how did I pick myself up from that? How come I didn't just give up and still had faith that I could make money online after that and manage to do something else? So Julia, what I did was, after I shut down that store and gave up on that, I kind of went through a period where I didn't do anything. I had some other things going on in my life, so I took care of those things, and so I kind of gave myself some breathing room, some time to kind of get over it in a way, like a bad relationship almost. And then once time passed, I started exploring other options, and then I just kind of found that I was ready to try something new, and I jumped into eBay dropshipping, and I'm really glad I did because it's much more up my alley. It's a lot easier for me because I'm not very good at marketing. I'm not really good at advertisements, and that's what you really need to be good at on Shopify because you need to bring the traffic to your store, and that's not a strong suit of mine. eBay does all that for me for the most part, so that's not what I have to worry about. I can play to my strengths, which are customer service and title optimization. PFC Wills says he's still having trouble with his gift cards. Oh, that's right. You're from New York City. I forgot. So yeah, I've never heard of that. I'm not sure what the issue is. You might want to try maybe a family member's credit card and see if that works. But I haven't had an issue, so I'm sorry, I can't really help you there. But that's what I would recommend, trying a family member's or a close friend's credit card and just paying them back. Harvey says, how do you organize your workers, your VAs? So we use two programs really. We have some VAs left over from when we used to find them on Upwork. And Upwork does make it pretty easy to organize them. There's a chat in there, and they also automatic payments. But the other ones I just talk to through Skype, and I pay them through PayPal. Do you have a more specific question about what you mean by how I organize them? What tasks I have them do? Is that what you're asking about, or more about communication? Just let me know what your question is, and I'll try to answer it. Are you able to do GSP with DSM? I'm not sure what your question is. I'm sorry. DSM? I feel like that sounds familiar, but I'm blanking on what that means. How much does it take to get momentum? Decrease margins and handling time, but still sales are slow. So yeah, a good thing to do is to decrease your margins just to break even. And you got to find the right products that are going to sell well on eBay. It's kind of an art to it. I'm going to be making a video about that. This is also going to be obviously be in my course, all about how to do that. But yeah, that's really the key. Is once you get things going, it gets much easier. So Harvey's asking specifically about how I organize my VAs when it comes to tasks, scheduling, because most are overseas, and cooperation/hierarchy. Okay, yeah, that's a great question. So basically, all my VAs are either from the Philippines or India. So I am asleep while they're working, but there's a little bit of overlap. So right now, 2 of my VAs have already checked in with me because they woke up. I'm still awake here in New York, and we'll get a couple hours to talk a little bit, and then I'll go to sleep and they'll take over. While I'm then asleep, a couple of other ones wake up. So I have 2 VAs I have one VA that's like kind of really in charge of the other ones, and another one that's like right under her. So those 2 kind of manage the other ones, but for the most part, they're very independent. They don't really need supervision. The ones that place the orders is a very simple job. It doesn't really require oversight. So those 4 that place the orders just do their jobs, and I barely even talk to them. The 3 that do customer service, I speak to the most, and they just send me any problems they can't handle, and then I teach them how to handle those problems so that I have less work in the future. I hope that answers your question. Just let me know. So yeah, the 4 people who place orders, they don't ever talk to any of the other VAs. They don't even know who the other ones are. There's 3 that do customer service, and they do work together to make sure that all the customer service gets done. And then there's always me. They can always ask me questions. All right. Thanks for your videos. Question. I have 3 months. I worry about the profit, and it takes me a lot of time listing. Is it better listing more than the profit competitive? Thomas, what do you mean? Do you mean should you have more listings or more competitive prices? Is that what your question is? So Le Chef wants to know, how much do you add to your sale price for the VA costs? What percentage? So I don't really think of it like that. El Chef, I don't really add it in. I just make sure that at the end of the month I'm still making money after I pay everything. But yeah, that's a good question. I'm not really sure what percentage of my income. Let me think about this real quick. I do the math real quick. I probably spend about $2,000 to $2,500 a month on VAs. If I'm getting about 15, so it's less than 20% of my profit I'm spending. I can't do the math. I'm terrible at math, but that's a good question. How much you should add on? It should really depend on how expensive your VAs are and how much profit you're making. I'm sorry, I don't have a good answer for you because I just make sure at the end of the month I'm still making profit. How much profit have you set to make from each item? Do you have a set profit, or does it depend on the item? Yeah, so it really depends on the item. For the lower price items, I try to have a higher margin, but that's still not going to be a lot of money. And for the higher price items, I try to have a lower margin, but it still works out to be more money. Shondell says you try to make at least $1 on every sale. That's great. That's a good benchmark. I don't think it's really worth it to make anything less than that, but some people do for sure. El Chef says $2,000 a month for how many VAs? I have 8 VAs that are working for us. So now, $1 per sale is not so low. If you make enough sales every day, that can add up. If you have 300 sales a day at $1 a sale, that's $300 a day. That adds up really, really quickly. Can you comment on how your background in law, what with an army of, plays into your management style structure? I don't really understand what you mean in the parentheses, but yeah, so I am a lawyer, and how that's played into what I do now is, well, first of all, there's a lot of stuff that pertains to law that, like when I was setting up our LLC and taxes and things like that, that I was able to figure out very easily for me because I did go to law school. Also, in law school, you spend like every single moment studying for 3 years, or 3.5 years with the bar exam. It's grueling. It's a lot of work. It really requires determination. So that kind of taught me a lot of discipline, which I think was really, really necessary to succeed dropshipping. I get what you're saying now. Okay, so I think Harvey's saying that, when you're in a big law firm, there's the partners who are the people that make like all the money, and underneath them are the associates who do like all the work, like grinding, like 18-hour days. They still get paid really well, but not as well as the partners, and the partners are really making their money off the associates. So I think Harvey's kind of comparing me to those partners because I have the VAs working for me. But I've never worked in a big law firm like that because I never wanted to be one of those underlings. I've kind of always wanted to be the person on top. So that's where I am now, because I am an entrepreneur and I've created this eBay store. What time is it in New York? It is 8:17 p.m. What are some of our goals for 2018? Yes, so we should have made a video about this already. We planned to, but we've just been super busy actually executing some of those goals. So first, obviously, we want to grow our store, and we have this course that we're working on really hard. We want to get that out as soon as possible and make sure it's really good and help any students that join the course. That's going to be like our number one priority for the first 6 months and really going forward. More videos. We love making this content for you guys. We want to really keep doing it. And we're going to venture onto Amazon soon in the next month or two. And we have some profit goals for that. But hopefully we'll make a video explaining exactly what our profit goals are for everything soon. But yeah, those are the, I guess, the 4 big things. How much were you making when you felt like you should establish an LLC? So I think it was about when I was consistently making around $2,000 a month. That felt like pretty good money to me. And I just thought it was a good time to form an LLC. I was able to do it myself. So it was not too much cost to me. It is a little expensive. It does cost money to form an LLC, even if you do it yourself. But I felt it was a good time. Federico wants to know, when I list from Home Depot, how do I know what to list? So, like I said before, I'm going to be making a video about this. It's also going to be in the course. It's really about finding products that I know people are going to buy on an impulse, if that makes any sense. Because I feel like eBay is just full of impulse buyers. So I'm looking for like cheap items that kind of look really cool, that I think someone would just see and be like, oh, that's cheap. That's really cool. I'm going to buy that. And that's a really good way to get started. And then you can branch out from similar products from that. Steve wants to know how you can hide the price on Home Depot. Home Depot, it comes with an invoice, but the price isn't on there about 95 to 98% of the time. Sometimes they use an outside vendor that might include the price, but it's really, really rare. How do we come up with listing titles? We optimize our titles. We start with the title given by the source. And again, we're going to make a video about this, and it's going to be in the course. But we use the title given by the source. We eliminate any unnecessary words or words that people aren't going to search for. And then we look through the listing. We look through what category it's in and find words that we know people are going to be searching for and put those into the title. Okay. All right. Jessica says hi. Hi, Jessica. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about several different stores you can dropship from in the course. The ones that I have experience using, like Walmart, Amazon, Bed Bath & Beyond. Did I say Walmart, Amazon, Bed Bath & Beyond, Home Depot? I'm going to be talking about all the different sources I've used, which ones I like, which ones I don't like, and what I know about all of them. Yeah, Federico, for the price range for items, in the beginning, I think it's a good idea to keep the price low. Find items that are under $40, but once you start selling more, you can really afford to take up room with higher priced items. Jessica wants to know how I pay my VAs: a fixed salary, a salary base, or a commission per listing, or how. So some of them are by the hour. It's anywhere from $2 to $4.50 an hour, and one is they're all by the hour. Yeah. Do I still like DSM tool? Yeah, I think it's a really, really great tool. Oh, okay, I understand your question now. Okay, so somebody was asking before about why you can't use DSM tool with global shipping program orders. Yeah, and that I think I've seen that is a problem because they actually pull the buyer's actual address instead of the GSP address. So that is a problem. So anytime you see an address that's outside the United States, you're going to have to do it manually. And we're talking specifically here about how DSM tool will automatically help, kind of automatically place the orders for you. They make it a lot easier. Okay, what else? How do we track our time for our virtual assistants? So if you use something like Upwork, they will automatically track the time in there. There's something built in that will take a screenshot every so often to make sure that the VA is actually doing work. I've never looked at it. I just trust my VAs. I know how long time should take for certain tasks. I make sure it's not taking them too long. I always leave them a little extra room because I understand that they're never going to be as fast as I am and their internet's not as good as my internet. So it's going to take them a little bit longer, but I have a good idea of how long it should take. I have let VAs go in the past who I felt were cheating me and padding their hours. I had one that was really bad and I had to let him go. eBay Drop is asking about Terapeak. I've actually never used Terapeak. I'm sorry. I can't answer that. How many days handling time? 3 days. I think you should do the minimum that you feel comfortable with. I don't suggest you go over 3 because I believe, although eBay doesn't release this information, that eBay will sort of lower your listings in the rankings if you have 4-day handling time. Because if you try to go to 4-day, it says it's unusually long. So I try to keep it at 3 or less. Steven wants to know, what shipping exclusions do you have? So I just built these into my business policies, and I exclude PO boxes, Puerto Rico, Alaska, Hawaii, the U.S. protectorates. I think that's all of them. I have L Chef says I have 2 days shipping handling, But when is GSP? When is GSP? How will eBay hold you to 2 days? Oh, okay. So for GSP orders, your handling time is only how long it takes to get from your source to the global shipping program in Erlanger, Kentucky. You're if they live in, let's say, Israel, they're not going to expect you to get the item to the customer in Israel in 2 days. It's just how long it takes to get to Kentucky. That's a great question, though. All right, let's see. Ty was asking about my return policy. So I think anywhere from a 14-day return policy to a 30-day return policy is a good one. You don't want no return policy, and you don't want one that's too long, because then your source might not take it back after that time period. As far as the restocking fee, I've experimented with having no restocking fee, with having a small one, with having a large one, and I found that it really doesn't make any difference. Whether it's 0 or 20%, I still get the same number of returns. I still get the same number of sales. So I think you should just put whatever you feel comfortable with. I think 20% is fine. Laugh out loud, Paul is late himself. What do you mean, late? Oh yeah, I was late. Yeah, I was like 2 minutes late to the live chat. Ashley, welcome. It's okay. Yeah, I only gave everyone the secrets again. Okay, Steve says, just wanted to double confirm that since I just separate the billing address and delivery address, Home Depot will consider as gifts. Like, no, Steve, no matter what you ship out, it's going to not have a price on it. Doesn't matter if you buy it with your billing address and the same shipping address, it's never going to say the price on it, on the invoice for Home Depot. eBay Drop wants a video on how to find a winning product. Yeah, definitely. I'll do that for sure. Somebody else was asking how the new return policy was working out, because I had made a video about it and gave a suggestion on how to fix it. And mostly it's working well, but it's not working perfectly. There's still some customers, they ask to return the item. I send them a message and say, we're going to pay for it. Here's a return label. And they still send it back themselves. Like this person, I have a box right here. And this person, I don't know if you can see all these stamps. They spent $30 to ship back an item that cost $25. I have no idea what's wrong with this person. Completely insane. So my new strategy now is whenever someone requests a return for buyer's remorse, I'm going to send them a message and email them, and will not approve the return until they email me back and say they got the label and they understand the return instructions. Steven wants to know, is it a waste of time renaming images for optimization? Yes, I believe so. I know David Vu teaches you to do that, and some people still do that. I haven't done it in 11 months, and I don't think I've suffered because of that. And I don't know anyone who still does it, besides one person. Okay, L Chef wants to know, Walmart has products that say it's not a Walmart product and is not shipped by them. Do you see a problem with these products? So I don't have a great deal of experience with Walmart, but I always stick to the items that are fulfilled and sold directly by Walmart. I avoid the other ones because a lot of them are drop shippers. You don't know how reliable they are. I'm sure it's fine, but just to be safe, I only stick with the Walmart fulfilled ones. Average selling price of the items in my store, I believe, is $42 and something cents. Yeah. So I want to hear some of your some of you guys what your goals are for 2018. What are you looking to do this year? Hey, Becky's here. She doesn't have a question though. Just saying hi. Welcome, Becky. Becky actually, I was making a video for my course the other day, and she messaged me and ruined the video, but I didn't tell her because it wasn't her fault. It was my fault for leaving Skype on. But welcome. El Chef wants to know: do I always look for items, the price to make sure I get free shipping? Yeah, I always pick items that are going to have free shipping, and I always get free shipping on all the sources because I spend so much money. It's okay, Becky. It wasn't your fault. Yeah, Ralph wants to know if I only source from Home Depot because Amazon is so much easier. Yeah, Home Depot is a big one for me. I just started using Amazon in a new store and Walmart in a new store. Amazon is definitely much easier. It's much more automated, but because it's easier, everyone else is doing it, so the margins are much lower. But DSM Tool is pretty much designed for Amazon. It's really, really great. It works really well. You Didn't Know has been getting one sale a day after Christmas. Is that, are you saying, is that a question or a comment? If that's one, if you're getting one sale a day after Christmas, that's awesome. Yeah, so Home Depot allows you to combine shipping, even if you, and allows you to combine shipping and get free shipping for all the items in an order, even if you're shipping them to different addresses. So PFC Wills wants to build another eBay store, private label Amazon, possibly start Shopify's drop shipping from Home Depot to avoid 50% eBay fees. Not sure if that would be illegal. Those are great goals, man. I have some similar ones. Yeah, I want some more eBay stores. I'm thinking about private label Amazon. That's really for the end of the year for us because we want to kind of get more familiar with Amazon by drop shipping through them first, understand the platform, and then we're going to jump into private label at the end of the year, possibly going into 2019. Oh, you didn't know that's your goal. That's an awesome goal, man. El Chef wants 10K profit with eBay and private label on Amazon. It's totally attainable. What does it say? Yeah, that's totally attainable. That's going to be awesome. It seems like a lot of people want to do private label FBA. I think we all want a piece of that Amazon pie because it's just getting bigger and bigger. Becky also wants to grow her store and get daily sales for US items now. Yeah, I use templates in DSM. I use one of the ones they give for free, and I kind of edited it because I didn't like quite the way it looked. I made it look a little nicer. No, my sales weren't always consistent with my store. I think they were not much in January, and then through February there was sporadic sales, and then it really didn't start to get consistent until about April or May when I started to kind of understand better how eBay works. So it did take about 5 or 6 months, or 4 or 5 to 6 months. So Harvey wants to know why I should do additional stores. Why not just one mega branding, risk mitigation, ease of automation store? So it's a good idea to have multiple stores for a few reasons, but primarily the reason is just protection. If something happens to one of your stores, you still have the other ones. If somebody's copying one of your stores, you still have the other ones, stuff like that. When using Giving Assistant, do you complete all your orders in that window or do you reopen Giving Assistant after each order? Yeah, you have to place an order through Giving Assistant and then go back to Giving Assistant and place your next order. You can't do 2 orders after clicking Giving Assistant only once, if that makes sense. Becky's saying she's making more videos soon. She's just been super busy. Yeah. I can understand that. How long have I been doing this? Pretty much exactly a year now. I started, it was my New Year's resolution in 2017 to make money online, and I think I've done that. What do you think about Terapeak? I've honestly never used it. Wish I can send you some coffee. Sometime I will have meeting in Manhattan, Midtown, 39th Street. Yeah, let me know. I still work a 9 to 5 in downtown Manhattan by the Brooklyn Bridge, so let me know. What else? We had some other questions from the week. Steven wants to know if he can give me coffee. I'll take a tea. I don't drink coffee. I can't deal with all the caffeine. Believe it or not, I don't. I've never really drank coffee. Ty wants to know. He mentioned in the Facebook group if I ever pay attention to mobile-friendly checker when I'm listing an item. I used to, when I used to list items, check if it looked good on mobile. And then I stopped, and I don't really know why, because it is really important to make sure your items are mobile friendly, because most people do their shopping now on their phone. So thanks for the reminder, but I'll have to start paying better attention to that for sure. Yeah, I mentioned my goals for 2018 already. It's grow my eBay store, grow my eBay stores. Build an Amazon store, finish the course, more YouTube videos. I want to make great content for you guys. At the end of the year, we're going to do FBA, but I'm not even going to think about that right now because that's towards the end of the year. How long do we have to upload tracking numbers? That depends on your handling time. So if your handling time is 3 business days, then you only have 3 business days to upload them. If you don't upload the tracking numbers, you don't get in trouble from eBay. They don't. It doesn't affect your metrics or your selling level, but customers are allowed to leave you negative feedback for it. Customers will be asking where their items are, so you want to make sure that you do have tracking numbers uploaded. Do you think we can make enough to cover our eBay premium store? That really depends. It depends on how much you're making. Whether you want to upgrade to a premium store really depends on how much you're already making and how much you have listed. Yeah, Jessica makes a great point. If you fulfill an item from Walmart, that's from a third party, their return policy is based on the third party and not on Walmart's policies. So you're kind of taking a risk there. So it's another great reason not to use them, really. Did anybody get anything good for the holidays? Any good gifts? I got this. Sorry, it's off topic, but I'm really excited by this. I got this new camera. It's the Lumix G series. Like this flip out swivel screen, 4K video. I have the Rode mic that I literally just have the mic sitting on top of it right now, so I can, and the mic's plugged into my computer. It's kind of just like a boom for my mic, but I'm really excited about the camera. It's really nice, and I bought it for myself, and I'm going to be making some great videos with that. Find out how to use that as a webcam. If anyone knows how to use a DSLR as a webcam, let me know because I can't figure that out. Read the return policy. Do I have any specific criteria for pruning items? Yeah, if it hasn't sold in 60 days, I usually delete it. Sometimes I'll go in and try to optimize the titles, but usually I just delete them if they haven't sold in 60 days. Does having a 3-day handling time put you at a disadvantage? Does eBay give you better ranking if you have less days? So unfortunately, we don't know the answer because eBay keeps that all really secret. But from my experience, I have a 3-day handling time. My sales are fine. I don't like to go longer than 3 days, like 4 days. But I would assume that if you have I know that if you have like a 1-day handling time, you get something called fast and free shipping, and that probably does help you rank higher. I don't have much experience with fast and free because I've never risked having only a 1-day handling time. I think the only way you could do that is if you were drop shipping solely from Amazon Prime. Okay. Someone wants to know where you find your tracking numbers for Amazon orders. So you'll get an email saying your order is shipped out, and you have to click a link in there, and it'll bring you to your Amazon orders, and it'll show you the tracking number in there. Ralph wants to know if I studied business. No, in undergrad, I was actually a singer. I sang opera, actually, classical music. And in grad school, I went to law school. What do you do if a GSP customer receives an item and says it's missing its piece? Do you just take the loss? Yeah, so that's really tough. You pretty much have to take the loss or have them ship it back, which would cost you money. You could try to blame it on eBay, saying that they mishandled the package, but if it just came with a missing part, you're kind of out of luck with that one. What's the best way to get feedback in a short time to win customer confidence? So you want to buy things, because when you buy things, the sellers are going to leave you positive feedback, and to a potential buyer, feedback that you get as a seller and feedback that you get as a buyer looks the same for the most part, unless they really start looking at your feedback. But it's going to look the same for the most part. So that's a very easy way to do it. Another easy way to do it is just to sell cheap items, break even on them, just get a bunch of cheap items sold and shipped out, and then you'll get some feedback for those ones as well. Really, the key to getting more feedback is getting more sales. CP says, I don't like those AMZ shipping numbers. Yeah, so unfortunately, one of the problems with Amazon is that they do have a private carrier that they use. It's called Amazon Logistics. And if an item is shipped through that, you can't upload that tracking number to eBay. eBay won't accept the number. Like I said, tracking numbers don't matter for your metrics, for your selling level. But if they open up an item not received case, if the buyer does, then you don't have a tracking number that shows it was delivered. So they're going to get a refund. And if you don't refund them, eBay will refund them for you, and you'll get a defect on your account. So you might as well just refund them in that case. What is the worst part of the business? The worst part is not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow or the next week. At this point, I have faith that's going to keep working, but you never know if you'll get suspended, God forbid, if eBay is going to change their policies, or if one of your sources is going to change their policies, and all that is outside of your control. It's kind of scary, really. What else? What is the process since we need to do with Home Depot since customer found the item is broke? So if an item is received broken and you sourced it from Home Depot, you just have to go to homedepot.com, click on the shopping cart in the top right, and on the right hand side a little box will pop up that says live chat or chat with us. Click on that, give them the order number, tell them it's broken, you want to return it, and eBay will have UPS come pick it up from the customer, or they'll email you a shipping label that you can send to the customer to have it shipped back. You'll have to do a return. Let me just grab my computer charger. All right, I'm back. No, I don't think I'll do Shopify. Well, I shouldn't say never do Shopify again. I don't want to say I'm traumatized. I just tried it. It didn't work. I like doing eBay. I don't like the idea of trying to find traffic and drive traffic. I'm not saying never, but it's nothing in my immediate future. Yeah, Jessica makes a really good point. The good business practice is diversity. Never put all your eggs in the same basket. That's exactly a good point. That's why I'm trying to do Amazon soon. And why you should have multiple stores, multiple sources. It's really a good idea. All right, so somebody was asking like what's going to be in my course. It's really going to be everything that I know about dropshipping. I know they always say, like everything I'm reading says you shouldn't make your course too big. You should kind of make it, a small course. You could always make another course, an advanced course. But I want everything that I know in one course. Every question I've ever been asked and that I get asked over and over again, all in this one course. I am going to break it up kind of like one course is just going to be the core modules. That takes you step by step exactly what you need to know to run a basic eBay store. How to set it up, how to get a PayPal account, how to find items, everything. And that's going to be like the basic modules. Then I'm going to have a whole advanced section that's just about like advanced topics, like how to remove negative feedback, how to deal with sales once they really get much larger in volume. And then the third section that's all about how to handle virtual assistants, where to find them, how to hire them, how to manage them, how to find good ones, how to fire them. So it's really going to be like 3 courses in one, core, advanced, and virtual assistants, because I think that's a good way of organizing it. And that way, you could just start with the core if you're a beginner. Even if you're not a beginner, I'm going to put a lot of useful tricks in there, a lot of tips. If you're more advanced, you can just do the advanced modules, and then the VA course will be like a whole separate beast. I think when I first release it, everything will be in one package, and then I might, after the initial release, break them up into 3 different packages. But yeah, definitely at first, everything that I know is just going to be in the one course. Vex said Amazon might purchase Target. I haven't heard of that, honestly. And I'm wondering, are they going to purchase all the stores? So I know Amazon was always obviously traditionally online, and they're just starting to enter the physical, like brick and mortar stores. They bought out Whole Foods. They're getting really big. And they have some locations here in New York City. I went to it. It was pretty neat. It was just kind of like reminded me of Borders books when they used to be around, or Barnes and Noble, I guess. How do you increase your selling limit? That's a great question. So my number one tip for increasing your selling limit is to request a selling limit at the end of the month, because that's when it's going to look like you've sold the most. It's like the last day of the month. So I called for my selling limit increase 2 days ago, because I didn't quite need one, but I wanted one anyway. And it was the end of the month, and I sold a lot, so it looked like I only had a little bit of room left. Other than that, you just got to sell more items and prove to eBay that you really need a limit increase. Rain wants to know what platform will the course be on. It's going to be on Teachable, so it's going to have its own website. What are my limits now? They just changed, so I'm trying to remember what they were. I think there's something I don't remember. I don't want to give you the wrong number. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. All right. 25,000 items. I don't know yet the price of the course. I got to finish making it, see how many hours I put into it, exactly how big it is, what the interest is, and I haven't really looked at the platform yet, Teachable. I don't know what the costs are for that. Like I said, it's going to have everything I know in one course, and there is going to be an introductory price. That's going to be a large discount on it for all 3 of those courses in one. So, but I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop on what that's going to be. All right, guys, I'm going to be wrapping up in a few minutes, so if anyone has any last questions, now's the time for them. El Chef, I don't tell people how many listings I have. I'm sorry. It's just something I keep private to keep my store as private as I can. Ralph wants to know if I recommend any blogs, books, or mentors that have helped me automate and create systems for your successful eBay store, besides the Udemy course. Yeah, I did take the Udemy course. It was a good, core, basic understanding. I think it's almost obsolete at this point, unfortunately. I also just followed a lot of YouTubers. That's kind of what inspired me to do this. So I use them for like motivation and to learn from them. Not really any books or blogs. Besides, I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which has nothing to do with eBay, but it kind of taught me how to think about being an entrepreneur and working for myself. Kind of put me in the right mindset. So it's kind of like an older book. Everyone talks about it, every entrepreneur, so it's kind of like trite at this point. But it does have some good points in that. Also, The Richest Man in Babylon, same kind of idea. At this point, it's unfortunately like a little trite, like I said, but they are good books, and you can kind of find summaries of them on Wikipedia if you want to check that out. Chef, it's been my pleasure. I really like doing these. I got so much value out of other YouTubers. I want to give back. I want other people to know that this is possible. I want to help other people. So yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. Thank you. Steve Lee wants to know if we have about 900 to 1,000 items, how many can you sell in a day or month? Just average ideal. So just average idea. So it really depends on how, what the price of the items are, how well optimized they are, what kind of items they are. It really depends. And really the number of items you sell is not as important as how much money you're making at the end of the day. Yeah, go list. Why are you guys here watching this? You should go list right now. Oops. All right. Yes, Steven, we'll definitely have to meet up for some tea. Send me an email at thehustlehusbands@gmail.com. Thanks, Harvey. Yep, thanks for coming by, guys. I really appreciate it. El Chef, no, I don't use David Vu's 1.4. I don't think that works anymore. I think you need lower margins than that. Yeah, I believe that 1.4 doesn't work anymore. Yeah, guys, PFC makes a good, it'd be a great New Year's gift to me if you guys smash that like button. Thanks for the reminder, PFC, Wills. And if you guys like this and you want to be reminded about the next Q&A, which I do every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, go ahead and subscribe and also click the little bell, wherever that is, somewhere under the video. That way you'll get an alert on your phone every time I go live. I always do them Tuesdays at 8 p.m. I think last week I accidentally went live on a video that I was recording. So some people got a sneak peek at the course by accident. So if you want an accidental sneak peek into one of my courses potentially, that's a good way to get it. All right, guys, thanks. This has been great. If there's any last minute questions, I'll answer them right now. Otherwise, I'm going to end the live chat here, and I'll save all your questions that you leave in any of the videos, any of the messages, any of the comments of any of the videos. I'll save them for next Tuesday. Peace, Love, Unity says they're in New York as well. Do I put tax into my break even on DSM tool? Yeah. So, so you'll have to include the eBay fees, the PayPal fees, and an average tax. So the break-even point should be somewhere around 20 to 21%. How do you track price changes when starting new? You have to, you could use DSM tool. It's free for the first 50, and it'll do that. Otherwise, you'll have to do it manually. I'm not tax exempt in every state. Most states, there's I think 7 that do not accept out-of-state reseller licenses. So I'm not exempt in those. I know the big one is like Florida and California. All right, guys, Happy New Year. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps. Subscribe. Turn on alerts so that you always get notified when I go live. And if you have any questions, like I said, just leave them in the comments of any of the videos, and I'll be sure to answer them in the next one. Really appreciate everyone coming out. Great questions, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the future. All right. Have a great, great week.